Yeah. Hello and welcome. So I'm here today on the 24th of June, and really I'm just here to bring you notes from the last couple of days. I've only tuned in vaguely today. I've really been sitting in the instructions of the day, really. So let me begin. Why am I here? What is my focus, purpose, mission? So there's some general information about that, and then some information that came through very strongly about the divine masculines if you're on a twin flame journey. So if you are an awakened being on the earth, you may be waking in the morning feeling as though you are exhausted, and this is likely to be for a few possible reasons. So your cellular bodies have been changing from carbon to crystalline liquid silica, and that uses a huge amount of energy in the cellular body, and I've been describing that as exhaustion of the cells or cellular exhaustion, and many of us have been feeling that. These lights and light codes that are coming to the earth have been transmuting a lot of the shadow and negative energetics, which means that we are processing and transmuting those through our energetic fields, because we're doing that at the moment, not just for ourselves, but for the collective. You may have been off fighting in the ethers. It always shows up to me as though I've been there in hand-to-hand combat with swords. I don't know how it shows up for you. But the bottom line is we don't need to hold any fear around it. We're definitely, in my view, I'd love to hear about how you see this. It's like we've been in these off-planet battles, especially around the upper of the firmament. In these sort of galactic wars. And in terms of the Earth, we have won, and we did so some time ago. We've just kind of been waiting for the evidence to show up in the physical 3D world. We've got a lot of galactic presence in our skies. They are interested in supporting us and in witnessing and observing our evolution. There's also been, and I cannot get to the bottom of this enough to tell you, but I feel it very strongly. There's been this interesting play going on with timelines, and I feel many of you have been traveling back and forth along these, having a look, exploring some of your multi-dimensional aspects. And so that may have been tiring for you. You may have been on high alert. It may have been a new experience. So this light that's been coming in, this pink, diffused, soft light mixing in to the golden, yellow, and white crystalline light. It's the soft pink, feminine, divine love energy, and it's arising. As that's the movement, and you are likely to be having that experience and sensation around it, that it is moving in an upward direction. So think hot pie on the windowsill and steam rising up. That's how it shows up to me. It's that look, it's that appearance, it's that soft, misty, but it's pink. And that's our assistance for our coming into our softness. There is great Oh, that was lucky. I just hit the keyboard. There is great support. Let me find out where my notes are. Yes, for laying back and just being in the feels of the body. For doing less and being more. For being the observer of what's going on in your own energy field and in a sensory way in your physical body. For more navel gazing and dreamy energy. And many of us have been taken into that space. I want to remind you again about creating self-sustaining energy systems. This is our task here on the earth at the moment. So it's very important for you, if you don't know already, to learn how to attune to your own energy system, how to tune into what's going on in it, and especially how to keep it clear and cleaned and how you can stay centered and balanced. So in mid-June, we went through receiving solar light that created extreme purging and purification of our bodies, of the collective of humanity, and of the earth. And then after that, we've been through this receipt of this new light that took us through to the solstice gateway. So that was very strong, that purification energy, and it was a big task for many of us. We were experiencing the movement through of that, through our thoughts, through our voice, through our energy fields, through our dream state. And then we had this new light come in through the solstice gateway, and we've been going through this integration of that light and then embodiment. And now what I'm showing is we're being asked to sit, to allow these energies now to top us up, to fill us up, this up leveling of light as though it's filling up your torso. So you can see yourself sitting cross-legged on the ground or in the lotus position. That's what I've been shown, is that we're sitting there, being still in this imagery of sitting cross-legged on the floor or on the ground, and the soft, pink, feminine, divine love energy coming up into our bodies, topping us up level by level. So look inwards, feel, recognize the changes, and acknowledge your body. It is working so hard. Thank your body. Say thank you, body, for coming into greater clarity. Thank you, body, for coming into greater balance, into greater love, into higher resonance and a more integrated sensory experience. So you need to be, I need to be, we need to be in preparation for these new initiations, this greater opening and awareness as our bodies become available to more light and more light codes and more multi-dimensional codes that bring in our higher dimensional talents and knowledge. We are in unprecedented times for this. The interferences are minimized and diminishing daily. Daily expansion is possible. Are you bathing in this light? Because you can. You are invited to sit daily in receipt and acknowledgement and integration of this light and in all the gifts it brings. So I don't know if you have heard of the phrase your light quotient, but it's this idea that we're building up our percentage of light. And this is an opportunity, a grand opportunity for each of us to have our light quotient arise. So please release all fear, all doubt, all worry. And each of us is being asked to come into balance at this time. We're being asked to come into balance with both our feminine and our masculine energies at this time. So when you feel or tune into your inner feminine qualities, and remember, we each carry feminine energies. It's soft, it's receiving, it's heart-centered, it's compassionate, it's collaborative, it's flowing. All of those are a mixture of your feminine energies. And then your masculine energies, your inner masculine, that is assertive and confident, objective, logical, action-oriented, disciplined, great at critical thinking and analysis. We bring these into balance with self. And then as we come into that balance within self, this is how we complement one another in partnership. So we are in this really beautiful time where we are honouring self and then one another. And this is important. It's important to, when we're in partnership, to be in recognition of one another's strengths. So in general, we are shifting our paradigms here on the earth from lack to abundance, from service to self to service to others, from fear to hope, from conditional love to unconditional love, from duality to unity and harmony, coming into peace in the heart. And we're watching and observing as these systems and structures, these patterns and paradigms rise up to be looked at, to be examined, and to be evaluated. And we are wanting to know about the truth around each of these, and that is becoming available to us as we individually and collectively are asked to make decisions and to make choices accordingly. We're in this significant process of what and how we wish our foundational premises on the earth to sit and to embody. What are the values that we wish them to hold? There's this opportunity now to disregard all that doesn't support the well-being and thriving of humanity, the planet, and all species upon it. And this is at the same time as more and more organic and original divine blueprints land here for growth and development. And also, we are receiving the arrival of the next level of species returning to the planet. So, this is the bird and small creature strata of our sentient space. And they're those who dwell and dwelled in fifth dimensional frequency in the past, returning again to our earth. They're coming in layer by layer. So there's an opportunity right now to up-level your light, to sit in allowance and contemplation, to be in observation. There's no denial that frequency has your solar light glowing, that your light body is activated now, and that all is well. Gaia is observing and saying that humanity is doing well with this transition, and that so far she is saying it's being much gentler on the human body than was expected. So that's a sign to us of how well we have been doing. And so today, the 24th of June, we're in another 666 portal. You remember I did a post, I think, about the 666 portal, and that we would have 3 of them during this month, and it was all about releasing the structures and systems and paradigms that sit in our foundational planet, or in the foundations of our planet and our systems, and that they would be released. We would be looking at them, they would come up for us to see the truth of, and then we would be releasing those that don't serve and bringing in these old blueprints, these organic blueprints, these original, pure, true blueprints. So sitting in the flow of these gifts to self and to planet and humanity. So between now and the Lion's Gate, which is the 8th of August, we're in receipt of these energies. I'm showing there are many star seeds coming to the planet during this time to assist in holding the highest frequencies. And for each of us, that is our main role at this time, to sit in the highest frequency and to maintain that as much as possible. So don't get drawn into the drama, into any of the bits and pieces that are going on in the news or around in the community. Right now, our biggest role, the greatest contribution that we can make, is to hold our own frequency, to be in balance, to be in alignment, hold our own frequency at the highest possible point. And so that has this contribution to holding collective frequency at a higher point. And this is what is required of us, because it's the collective frequency that enables the earth to come in and have our solar flash moments. So this is also, you can be identifying this build-up of the solar energy in your torso. So we're coming into this greater saturation of fifth dimensional, or the fifth dimensional spectrum, for this to come in. And now we're really in this total connection between the macro and the micro, with each of us being, us and the collective of us and the planet, as our solar light increases and we come into being able to hold this in the highest frequency, that we come into mastery with that. So be still and know that you are light, that you are held. There's so much gratitude here for your presence and your work, and blessings to you from Gaia. So focus on your intention, your desires and manifestations, because this is how we hold it. So think about peace and ease and love. Think about flow and gratitude and connection. Think about unity and collaboration. And remember the adage of energy flows where focus goes. It's an oldie but a goodie. And be exceptionally mindful of the phrasing of your thoughts and words at the moment, because we're having this very quick manifestation turnaround. So the other aspect I wanted to speak about is twin flames. So if you're a twin flame, this is my question to you. What is the divine masculine up to? So this is what I've been shown clearly over the past few days. They are finalizing their steps, as in tangible, real world steps. They are mentally and in knowing and in recognition of what these relationships are. There's no doubt in their mind. They are in extreme mental clarity about these pairings, and they have been tentatively exploring their heart feelings in a sensory kind of manner, with more recognition of what thoughts of you, divine feminine, bring up in their heart. There's this dawning as well that no one has ever loved them so completely, so unconditionally as you, and they are recognizing the value of that. So the other thing I got shown, which is really beautiful, is that when they think of you, divine feminine, they realize that you take their breath away. And so they are in the knowing that there is nothing to be done regarding resistance, that this is actually impossible, that even if they wanted to, the desire, the pull, the magnetism, it's beyond resisting. So they feel that there's like this band attached to their heart, pulling and propelling them forward. Their hearts have actually been in a lot of pain in the last couple of days, as well as they've been sort of almost like more physically stretched open. So you can know that now they have mental clarity, that they are deeply exploring their hearts, their feelings of love, and they've got this recognition that this connection sits as a love like no other, that there is a compulsion to acknowledge this connection. And that's now in the real tangible world. They're in the fathoming of some steps to take to check it out a little bit more. So they're definitely in their strong awakening process, and yeah, I think it would be pretty reasonable to have a knowing, not an expectation, but have a knowing that you're likely to hear something from them very, very shortly. So that's all good news for that, because we know that when these unions come together in the physical, they create this rippling effect of love throughout the world that also helps in the grander ascension of the planet. So I'll just get rid of my notes on here and see here. Is it possible? Yes. Now let me put my glasses on so I make sure I don't miss the nuances of that. Jamie, is it possible to have a twin that is not incarnated and will appear in 5D? Yes, actually it is. So there are a lot of twins who, my glasses, I wiped them and cleaned them as well, still do. So we know that some twins are here together and some twins are in support of one another from other realms, and yes, I think that's exceptionally possible. What I see, so in terms of that, one of the other things that I see is that we are going to have a lot of like drop-ins, or a lot of beings that come to the earth to assist us in our new way of being, to assist us in holding the frequency higher, and that, yeah, there will definitely be some twins who have contracted to do that, holding space from another dimension and then coming in. So yes, tune in, call them in, ask them to come in and speak to you about that. That certainly is possible. There's some really interesting things about children, and I see children dropping in, that people will have children as well who don't necessarily come through the birthing process. So there's more for us to learn about that. I've seen a lot of information. Well, that's not true. Oh, well, no, it probably is really. I think probably I should do a video on what I've seen about the new Earth and the things that might happen. But there's there's a lot of, like, conscious engineering, conscious collaboration. And I tell you, I said to a friend yesterday, I wish I was 30, because I tell you, there are men, and I've seen a few of them lately, like they've come to me as clients, and honestly, they are just the most incredible, beautiful, amazing divine masculine. I've told them so. They've just blown me out of the water. They've just got such incredible skills of communication and of collaboration and of service, and they're so beautifully in their hearts, and they have these incredible communication of love with their partners, and they are just delicious and divine. And so, it was interesting because I spoke to one of them a couple of days ago, and I said to him about it, and he said, "Yeah, well, I only woke up a month ago." And see, well, I mean, so that was what Gaia had said, is that the divine masculine were going through their awakening, and I think that was I don't remember, but anyway, sometime around April, May. I'd have to go and look at my notes, but recently. And so here he turned up, and that was his statement. So we know that there's more and more of the divine masculine awakening, which is a great sign. We know that Gaia spoke about February, August, and October being strong times for these connections to come into play, and that we're really witnessing the sensory experience of this love energy that is in our world and on our planet, not just in partnership, but in general. There's a softness, there's an ease, and so our role is to hold that so we can have more of it. It's that drop in the bucket effect, we get into that filling up, that spilling over, and then we tip. False twins. Well, I can't say I've asked too much about that. I think that what I would say is that if you come into some kind of connection and you are questioning that, then you could see that as a healing moment, or a learning or a teaching moment between two souls in preparation for the next level of relationship. So I would see it as that, rather than labeling it. Just see that whatever happens to us on this journey, it helps us to awaken, to heal, to come into our own greatness, to come more into higher love, into our higher hearts, and in readiness for these incredible connections. All right. So thank you so much for those of you who are here. Are there any other questions while I'm here? For me, I have been, feeling like it's really fine, this energy, this frequency. It's beautiful, makes me smile, it makes me feel filled up, and the purification part just wiped me out. I think I went to bed at 7 p.m. last night and woke up at 5:30 this morning. So it was a very long sleep for me, good catch up. All right. So I wish you much love and much celebration and much gratitude from Gaia. She's in a very good space. And oh yeah, any of you been out sword fighting in the night? Let me know. I certainly kind of have that experience, and I have certainly witnessed that with some of my clients as well, seeing that they are out there. All right, catch you again soon. Much love. Bye.